with school, and I realized that recording videos means I have to sacrifice my sleep schedule because I can't record during the day. Because if I do, it's going to be a lot of background noise, and the idea of ASMR is for it to be nice and relaxing. So, I'm done school. My diplomas are done. I'm going into university next year, so it's pretty exciting. I hope you guys have had a good last couple months, or at least eventful, not boring. But yeah, I lost my hair because I buzzed it off for a short film project that I was doing the whole semester. That's kind of it. I mean, like, there hasn't really been much going on in my life other than that. But yeah, it's just been like a really long time, and I just kept on putting it off. A lot of days I just didn't feel like recording. But this isn't actually like my first video back, because I did record a live stream a couple days ago. I don't know, it was only like 7 people who ended up like seeing it live, but it was actually great. So I might do another one sometime. I'll just make sure to, I guess, provide a date and time, or maybe I'll just do it out of nowhere. Because like, this channel isn't really meant to be like a commitment in terms of like scheduling and stuff. Like, I just record when I feel like I want to record, and it seems that that hasn't worked out too well, because I'm sure I could have grown like a lot in terms of subscriber count, and my, I guess, returning subscribers and like supporters and stuff like that would have gone up quite a bit had I just stayed consistent and figured out a routine. But I chose not to figure out a routine, and just chose to not record. But it's okay, because I prioritized school and sleep, so my sleep schedules improved like a lot. Like, I'm talking, we're falling asleep as early as like 10:30, which is crazy. That's really good. And as late as, I mean, the last couple nights it's been like at like 2, because I finished school, so like I've just been doing whatever. I've kind of just been really lazy lately. And I think everyone is when you finish school, because it's like this big relaxation, this big relief, this huge sigh. Not sigh. It's like this breath of fresh air, This big weight that's like been taken off your shoulders. So it takes some time to kind of get used to it. That's my stomach. I adjusted my seat ahead of time, so we're not gonna have to listen to me like all the way down. So we're at the right height. I am not using my main monitor. I just put my laptop right in front of me, plugged it in, and plugged my microphone in. So yeah, I can get like really nice and close. Like, I can't go like that, because that. Otherwise, I'm staying like this the entire time, and I'm never leaning back, which is kind of difficult, because I'd have to put my mic like right up against the camera. You know what? I think the first thing that I'll buy when I get, like, if this channel gets monetized, will be like a camera that can see better in the dark, because this camera, I can't get close to it at all, because it's a laptop webcam. So I can't like get close to it along with the mics, versus if I had a dedicated camera and like a microphone. That'd be cool. Like, I have my dedicated mic here. My dedicated mic. But yeah, so on my live stream, I did like a little vinyl collection tour, a little bit of a room tour. We talked about a lot of stuff, and we did trading cards I showed. So I'm not gonna show that in this video. And if you want to see it, just watch the live, because the live is like an hour and a half long, and it's up on my channel. It's just in the live tab on my channel. It's not on like the main videos area. So yeah, it might be a little bit harder to find. It's not as accessible. So but yeah, I've been told like a lot I should like post on TikTok, like make a TikTok account, and I could do that. Like, I just for some reason haven't. I don't know why I keep putting every single public and stuff like that anymore, because in university, no one knows who you are and no one cares. Everyone's focused on themselves. So, like, I can walk around without being recognized. So, it'll be kind of nice. Like, I don't mind being recognized. It's just being followed around. Like in high school, I would be followed around constantly by like a bunch of really annoying grade 9 kids, which was really fucking frustrating because it disrupted me being able to upload content. In a sense that I kind of let it get to that point because, well, like, it's not like I can do much about it. I can't beat up these kids. Because, that's not the way to solve things, and we've talked about that, is, fighting is never worth it. I think I went over a bunch of stuff, like, I had a little wrestling match with a friend of mine at my senior sunset. I went over that on the live. I don't want to make everything, like, all these stories exclusive to lives, but that was just what happened. And I don't feel like telling the exact same story, like 2 days later, or a day later, when it's already up. And it's, and then the Minecraft video, I tried to record it multiple times, it just hasn't worked, because my computer gets so loud when I'm recording a game, when I'm recording and playing a game. So, yeah, I gotta clean out the inside of my laptop, because it's kind of dusty. I'm gonna do that and see if things improve. But yeah, like, I think I'm just gonna do, like, I don't have any triggers. Like, I don't have anything to work with here other than that purple pillow. But we've heard that in every video, for a majority of every single video, so. It's my stomach again. So, I think I'm just gonna do, oh my lord, I think I'm just gonna do, mouse sounds and, like, hand sounds, I'm just gonna turn the gain up. You can hear it better. It's super sensitive. There, the gain has been maxed out. Any sort of, like, movement is picked up. I'm, like, whispering at the lowest volume I can talk at. It's crazy how quiet it is, but if I talk too loud, then it hears it through the headphones, and then the mic will pick up the sound going through the headphones, and you get, like, that really high-pitched feedback. So I can't get too loud, and I can't, like, turn the volume up on this too loud, so the mic doesn't pick it up. It's called microphone feedback. It's when, like, the microphone picks up what the speakers are playing, and then the microphone plays the sounds that it hears from the speakers through the speakers, and it goes back and forth, and it sounds terrible. It happened a couple times in some of my videos where, like, you'd hear, like, a little, but, like, very, very slight, and I'd turn it down just whenever I was adjusting my mic. Why does it do that, dude? Why? It's like adjusting the exposure. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix this. Configure video. Let's turn the brightness up. Backlight compensation. Gain. Auto. Auto brightness. Contrast. Maybe I can turn that up. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh, that's actually not too bad. If I just turn the contrast low, you can definitely see more. White balance. Let's not screw with that because I know what that's gonna do. It doesn't even work. I can't even adjust it right now. Gamma. Yeah, let's not touch that. Sharpness. Can turn that up or down. I'm gonna keep that at like 30. There. Apply. Okay. Okay. Now it might look a little bit better. It might look a little bit worse. worse. I just decrease the sharpness so it's not so like harsh, you know. But yeah, let's actually get into the triggers. It's been 10 minutes and I haven't done anything other than talk. And I know you guys like the whispering, but I actually want to do like stuff, you know. And I want to do more stuff. It's like for some reason, like I don't have the stuff to actually do it. I could go out and buy stuff, but I also don't have the money for that. Like I have a job, but it's not quite in the budget, you know. I have to save my money for like gas, and gas is really expensive. But I'll work on it. My excuse is I don't feel like getting all that stuff. Oh my lord. Okay, it's a little bit too bright. Let's turn that down. I'll get back to normal. Sorry about that. Those who were blinded. Yeah, it's like blinding. Let's get a pen. Or let's get you some lip balm. It smells really good. You know, like certain smells kind of bring back memories. This just reminds me of my time of when I binge watched Breaking Bad, and this is all I had for lip balm. So I was like using it obsessively because it doesn't work very well for actually moisturizing compared to Carmex, at least. Carmex on top. Also, I'm going to do another relationship advice video. I don't know. I don't remember. There's been some stuff that's like I can talk about, I guess. Like, I think relationships and friendships I can do in another video. I just have to pick what I want to talk about. You know, without like calling people out and stuff like that, because I don't want to do stuff like that. I want it to be advice, not dissing people, you know. Advice and, you know, just stories. I don't want to put the lip balm on this. Hold on. I don't want to put it on the microphone because I did that last time in one of the videos, and it's made like the inside holes of my mic that are inaccessible to look like clean. It's got them like greasy, so that you can see like this little trail of like lip balm. I'm sitting cross-legged, and my legs have like completely fallen asleep. Or my foot. yeah, my knuckles and all that are uncooled, and like I can't crack them anymore for like 20 minutes. Oh, that one worked. I know I've got a couple ideas for some videos, but I'll upload them when I have things that are set in place, you know, like things that are just right, you know, because things are like a mess right now, trying to like get like the right things and organize stuff is a lot of work with my job, like, and, you know, general stuff. It's actually, like, it's not, doing ASMR is not difficult. It's, the only difficult thing about it is that you have to, like, sit and, like, watch and look at yourself in, like, in silence and just record sounds for, like, 30 minutes to an hour at night. And it's not that bad the first couple times, but after that, like, I can still enjoy it. It gets tedious after, like, 20, 30 minutes. Actually, no, the first 10, 15 minutes, like the opposite. The first 10, 15 minutes are difficult because you have to get into the flow of things. But like once you're actually like, you know, talking and like, you know, your topics going and all that sort of stuff, it's easy, you know. It's not like this is manual labor or anything. You can see my McDonald's collectibles in the Minecraft movie, my Surging Sparks box I got for Christmas, and then some screen cleaner there that I was using the one video. I like sprayed the mic. I've got a different phone case on for tonight. And I can't do like left to right, I can't do around because it's like a cardioid pattern. It's one direction only. One direction like the band. Not sure what that was. I also do have like a book that has like a bunch of trivia on it that I could actually read. I think I'm gonna do that. Hold on a second. So here, I have, let's just move this a little closer. I have Uncle John's Uncanny Bathroom Reader. I got this like yesterday at a thrift store, for like $2. For $2. Hold on, let me just. And I think we should read it because it's got some interesting stuff. Be a trivia whiz. Yeah. So pretty much it's just like a trivia book of stuff to read. Okay, so is this I'm trying to find this actual start. Okay, I guess we'll read the introduction. Okay. Actually, no, it says there's some groaners. I'm not sure what that is, but I guess it's some like really obvious joke. Okay, the first one is woman, dog. Oh my, okay, let's read it like this. The woman says, dog. I just right clicked on here. This is so scuffed. Okay. The woman says, Doc, you gotta help me. I looked at myself in the mirror this morning and my hair was all frazzled. My face was full of zits, my eyes were bloodshot, and I look all pasty. What's wrong with me? Doctor. Well, there's nothing wrong with your eyesight. That's a good one. Here's another one. Q, or question. Why did the nitwit talk into an empty envelope? A. He was trying to send a voicemail. Question. Why did the art thief get caught outside the museum? Answer. Because he couldn't make his van go. Van Gogh, am I right? It's a knee slapper. Or it says it's a groaner, so that makes sense. They're just really corny on purpose. There's another one. Psychic. You're gonna meet a beautiful young girl who will want to know everything about you. Frog. Yeehaw. Where will I meet her? Psychic. In her biology class. It's a good one. Like a dissection. Oh my god, I look so uncanny. It's the lights. Like my camera's struggling here. Here's another one. If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach him to fish, he will eat for the rest of his life. If you build a man a fire, he's warm for a day. If you light him on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life. That one sucked. I'm not gonna read the introduction because it's just talking about nothing. Okay. Page 13. My stomach again. The classic hourglass shape. So the Coca-Cola bottle. The classic hourglass shape had two inspirations. The first being a 1910s fashion called a hobble skirt, which was thinnest at the midsection and below the knees. Its shape was so restrictive that women hobbled when they walked. The other inspiration, the cacao pod. Is it Coca? Cacao? Yeah, cacao pod. Even though there's no chocolate in Coke, the bottle designers liked the vertical striations on the gourd. Tonto, Johnny Depp's portrayal of the Lone Ranger's Indian sidekick, was inspired by his great-grandmother. He says she had quite a bit of Indian blood, he said. She wore braids and had tobacco down her bosom. That was the idea, to sculpt me into my great-grandmother. The Android logo, created in 2013 by graphic designer Irina Block, the green Android logo used for Google's mobile devices, was based on the men's and women's restroom door signs. It's in the same style as the faceless stick figures, except it's a robot. Bing Bong, one of the main characters in the 2015 Pixar film Inside Out. Bing Bong, who's voiced by Richard Kind, agrees to help the emotions, joy and sadness get to headquarters. But his efforts are nearly thwarted by his own ineptitude. The same way that John Candy's character in the 1987 movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles almost derails Steve Martin's plans to get back to his family. According to Inside Out's lead animator, Chris Sasaki, with every drawing, I tried to keep John Candy's voice and performance in the back of my mind. Lemonade, the name of Beyonce's 2016. I hope I don't get demonetized. Not demonetized, like copyrights. Oh my god, look at me. This camera's cooked. I hope I'm not gonna get a copyright strike to this video taken down for reading word for word out of a book. It's chill. Okay, Lemonade, the name of Beyonce's 2016 album, came from a speech that husband Jay-Z's grandmother gave her at her 90th birthday party. I was served lemons, she said, but I made lemonade. That settles it. According to physicist Stephen Hawking, the egg came before the chicken. Oh, look at that. Yeah, because evolution-wise, there had to be some less evolved version of a chicken that gave birth to the egg that would give birth to the chicken, which would have had a better advantage, natural selective advantage in the wild. So that became the chicken, I guess, or something like that. Just evolved over time. Court transcripts. These were actually said word for word in a court of law. The prosecutor said, "How fast?" Let me just turn this like this. "How fast was the car coming towards you?" Witness, I am not a thermometer, so I can't tell you the speed limit. I don't understand. But if people understand, please tell me in the comments. I don't understand that. Here's another one. What did the doctor tell you was the condition of the body when he performed the autopsy? Witness, he described it as dead. Q, you were there until the time you left. Is that true? Prosecutor, do you see the defendant in court today? Witness, yes I do. Prosecutor, how is he dressed? Witness, he looks pretty sharp. Pretty sharp. Q, you were not shot in the fracas. A, no, I was shot midway between the fracas and the navel. Prosecutor, the people have evidence that the life of the witness is in jeopardy, and it is reasonable to apprehend he will not be able to attend the trial if he is not alive at the time. Q, all of your responses must be okay. What? Q, all of your responses must be oral, okay? What school did you go to? A, oral. That's a good one. These are boring. Oh, historical ink. So some famous people who had tattoos. Theodore Roosevelt. The rugged president was a pioneer of modern masculinity, including tattoos. As a young man, he had the Roosevelt family crest inked onto his chest. Andrew Jackson. I know that guy was like the fighter. He like fought like the one guy who like tried to attack him on stage or something. No, at a bar. Something. But it was really interesting. Jackson's policies displaced thousands of Native Americans from their homes. Ironically, he had a tomahawk tattooed on his inner thigh. Winston Churchill. Though Churchill spent his military career in the army, he had a naval anchor tattooed on his arm. His mother, Lady Randolph Churchill, interesting, had a snake tattooed on her wrist. Barry Goldwater, the U.S. Senator from Arizona and father of modern conservatism, got a crescent moon and 4 dots tattooed on his hand. It's the symbol of the Smoky people, an Arizona group dedicated to preserving southwestern Native American history. Tsar Nicholas II. While visiting Japan in 1891, the future Tsar Caesar Nicholas II of Russia got a dragon tattoo on his right arm. James K. Polk. Tattoos of Chinese characters meaning strength or peace may be cliched now, but the idea was very unusual when President Polk did it. He had a tattoo of a Chinese character that translates to eager. Oh, this one's good. George P. Shultz. Shultz had a distinguished career as Secretary of Labor and Secretary of the Treasury under President Nixon, and as Secretary of State under President Reagan. He also has a tattoo of a tiger, the mascot of his alma mater, Princeton University, on his butt. Harold II. Oh my goodness. This is like a long time ago. The last Anglo-Saxon king of England died during the Battle of Hastings in 1066. His body was so brutalized that the only way his Norman foes could confirm his death was by the tattoo of his wife's name, Edith, on his chest. So, fun fact. 3 main ingredients in Mountain Dew. Number 1, water. Number 2, corn syrup. Number 3, orange juice. Thanks. In 1785, it's like T in parentheses and then Hanks, as in handkerchief. But you'll understand why. The whole play on words, or pun or something. In 1785, King Louis 16th of France decreed that handkerchiefs must be square. Yeah, we're not doing the Latin stuff. Here's dumb crooks. Oh, actually, here's a little fun fact, because at the bottom of each page there's like little cool fun facts. So one of them is the world's oldest bookstore, Portugal's Bertrand Bookshop, which opened in 1732 and is still in business. So dumb crooks. Here's proof that crime doesn't pay. Dumb as a post. If you ever make $250,000 on a drug deal, resist the urge to post a picture of yourself and your piles of cash on social media. A 24-year-old Albanian criminal named Olsi Behululi couldn't help himself. In 2014, he tweeted an incriminating selfie from his flat in England with the caption, "I love my job. $, $, $, $, $, $, $. Unfortunately for Behululi, his post made the National Crime Agency's job a lot easier. After seeing the photo, the cops set up surveillance on Behululi, and a few weeks later, they arrested him and 2 other men during a raid in which they seized the cash, along with $4 million worth of cocaine and heroin. Waiter, there's a guy in my soup. Strange noises were heard coming from the ceiling of the Hibachi Grill in Daytona Beach, Florida, in November 2015. The manager, B. Liu, went to his office to check the security monitors, but instead he found wires dangling from the ceiling and broken ceiling tiles and a pair of flip-flops on the floor. Liu immediately called the police. While he was on the phone, all hell broke loose in the dining room. Ceiling tiles rained down on patrons, followed by 30-year-old Justin Grimes, who landed on one of the diners, then got up and tried to run away. Another patron grabbed Grimes and held him until police arrived. Grimes's claim was that he was hiding in the ceiling fan from his ex-girlfriend. Skeptical, officers quickly pieced together what actually happened. They say Grimes had gone into the bathroom, locked the door, then climbed through the ceiling to get to the office. He tried to open the office safe, but couldn't, so he went back through the ceiling to the bathroom, but took a wrong turn and ended up over the dining room. Grimes was arrested and charged with felony burglary of an occupied structure. Before paramedics took him to the hospital for lacerations and bruises, he asked the officers if he could have his flip-flop backs. They said no. Cold case. In 2015, police officers went to Sichuan. Hold on. It's closer. In 2015, cold case. In 2015, police officers went to Sichuan Garden Chinese restaurant in Brighton, England, at about midnight to investigate reports of two suspicious men inside. When the cops went in, they heard voices, but a quick search turned up nothing. Undeterred, they began a more thorough search. An officer opened the door to the walk-in freezer. Where he found Dean Temple and Stephen Fiddler shivering away. The door had automatically locked on the outside, trapping them inside. If the officers had given up and left, the 2 burglars would have frozen to death by morning. Oh my god, the camera's really annoying. Chief Inspector Dave Padwick boasted, "When my officers found the suspects, they were expecting a frosty reception. But the suspects were actually very pleased to see them." Another story. Real mature there, guys. In 2015, Megan O'Hara, 24, and David Zakowski, 19, went to an art gallery in Palm Beach, Florida, but they weren't there to take in the art. Instead, they stole a bracelet and a ring off the gallery owner's desk. Before they made the getaway, however, O'Hara and Zakowski wrote some fake names in the guest book, which actually included O'Hara's first name and her phone number. One of the email addresses they gave was "we didn't take it" @gmail.com. supermarket. O'Hara had the jewelry worth $6,000 in her purse. The two crooks were charged with felony grand theft, and despite their juvenile guest book shenanigans, were both scheduled to be tried as adults. Insecure thieves. In 2015, in Oldham, England, two men in a Ford Fiesta pulled up in front of a local security firm called iSecurity Solutions. Failing to realize that a security firm might have security cameras installed out front, they tried to break into one of the company's vans. The firm's owner, Kassar Mahmood, watched the attempted theft on monitors in his office. We were able to identify the criminals down to the writing on their clothes. Mahmood bragged to the Oldham Chronicle. It seems very comical to me that they would try and break into a security company van right outside its office. Play money. Pamela Downs tried to pay for gas at a Tennessee filling station, but the clerk noticed something about the $5 bill she gave him. It was 2 sheets of photocopied paper glued together. The clerk called the cops, who arrived minutes later, while Downs, 45, was still there. Officers confiscated the woman's purse and found a $100 bill inside. It was printed in black and white, and one of the sides was upside down. Downs claimed that counterfeiting wasn't a crime because she read it on the internet. It turns out that she was referring to a 2009 news article titled "Obama Wants Citizens to Print Their Own Money" that had been posted by the parody website The Skunk, which bills itself as a tasteless American satire for the ill-informed. Here's a little fun fact. Ancient red-haired mummies may actually be brunettes whose hair faded after death. The hardest bone in your body is the base of your skull. It's the best place to get DNA from old bones. Secrets of the Centenarians. If you make it to the ripe old age of 100, hardly a day will go by that someone won't ask you what the secret of living to such a ripe old age is. Here are how these old-timers answer the question. Dolly Saville, Wendover, England, who was 100 years old. The world's oldest barmaid began pulling pints, which was pouring beer, at the Red Lion pub in 1940 and was still at it until shortly before her death in 2015. It's estimated that she pulled more than 2 million pints over those 75 years. I love my work and I love the people. It keeps me going and stops me from sitting around, she said. Oh, I know this one. Elizabeth Sullivan, Fort Worth, Texas, who was 105 years old. Sullivan drinks 3 cans of Dr. Pepper every day. She said, "Every doctor tells me it'll kill me, but they die and I don't, so there must be a mistake somewhere." Fauja Singh, London, England, who was also 105 years old. Singh, also known as the turbaned tornado, took up marathon running in his 80s and was still competing at the age of 104. Wow. To me, the secret is being happy, doing charity work, staying healthy, and being positive, he says. If there's something you can't change, then why worry about it? Be grateful for everything you have. Stay away from people who are negative. Stay smiling and keep running. Pauline Spagnola, Plains Township, Pennsylvania, who lived to 100. She says, "Drink a lot of booze." That's it. Hidekichi Miyazaki, Tokyo, Japan, who lived to 104 years old. The world's oldest competitive sprinter attributes his longevity to the fact that he exercises daily, eats in moderation, and chooses food properly. Dorothy Howe, Saltine, England, who lived to 100 years old. "I put my health down to whiskey and cigarettes. Howe told England's Daily Mail newspaper after hitting the century mark in November 2013 she prefers Bell's Scotch whiskey, and she has smoked 15 Super King Black cigarettes every day since picking up the habit at the age of 16. That comes to more than 460,000 cigarettes over 84 years. I keep telling myself that I'm going to quit smoking when they put their prices up, but that's just not going to happen now. Look at that fact. In 2015, a Massachusetts woman bought a prosthetic leg for her pet chicken, and it cost $2,500. Peter Riley, Saltcoats, Scotland, who is 100 years old. Riley, the world's oldest altar boy, has served Mass every day for 91 years. I don't think I've missed Mass a day in my life, he told the Scottish Daily Mail in 2015. It must be one of my prayers for a long life. It must be one of my secrets for a long life, along with a healthy diet, saying your prayers, and moderation in everything. Tecumseh Deerfoot Cook, King William, Virginia. He lived to 103 years old. Before his death in 2003, the retired chief of the Pamunkey tribe advised people that they should eat plenty of raccoon and muskrats and drink Pamunkey river water, but lay off the possum. Thomas Spittle, Ipswich, England, who lived to 100 years old. He claimed that betting on horses, a pint a day, a puff on a pipe, and a fry up, which is eggs, bacon, and a fried tomatoes, helped them live to 100 years old. The Mellis family, Sardinia, Italy. The 9 Melli siblings, age 78, 80, 81, 89, 91, 93, 97, 99, and 105 had a combined age of 818 years and 205 days in 2012, making them the world's oldest living siblings. They said, "We eat genuine food, meaning lots of minestrone soup and little meat, and we are always working." Minestrone soup is amazing, by the way. I'm not reading that from the book. Oh my god, it looks like something from like analog horror. Minestrone soup is really good, like really good for you too. We're always working, said Adolfo Melli, who at 89 is still tending bar in a local cafe. Frank Huff, Marion, Illinois, who lived to 100. He says, hard work, booze, and women. Huff told an interviewer in 2015 when he was in his 90s he had both knees replaced so that he could continue going to dances every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. I just live it day by day. I don't make any plans 30 minutes ahead of time, he said. Marion Cannon Schlesinger, who lived to 101 years old, like 101 Dalmatians. Just go ahead and do your thing no matter what, Schlesinger, the ex-wife of historian Arthur Schlesinger, told The Atlantic magazine in 2013. My mother had said, "It doesn't really matter if your house is that dirty. Go ahead and do your thing. Don't pay too much attention to housekeeping, of course." She did have a maid who came in every day. What about supercentenarians? People who live to their 110th birthdays, their secrets from page 401. A pagonophobe is someone who's afraid of beards. A geniophobe is someone who's afraid of chins. Interesting. I've almost lost my voice. I'm feeling it. And